Hey y'all from Spindle Mountain Mercantile. I am Heather. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I just wanted to hop on here real quick from my messy mess and tell you that I'm getting over COVID. So that's why it's been a minute since I made my second full-length DIY video. I actually did make it while I was sick, but I couldn't do the voiceover and it's still going to be a little scratchy, so sorry about that. I want to thank you for the response to my video last week. That totally got me in the feels. I was not expecting that. I knew that faux lap book stack was pretty cool. When I went in the house, I told my husband I got my first viral video. This is so cute. Excuse me. And I was, thinking like maybe 800 views or 500 views or something. I wasn't thinking however many. My mind was blown. I think it's got like 13 or 14,000 now. And I have over 1,000 followers. So that was amazing. And there were so many shares. I really am new at this. I mean, I've had social media for years and years and years, but I didn't understand all the ins and outs of the YouTube thing. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. That was amazing. So we are learning a lot. I appreciate everyone who took a minute and told me that my audio was off. So serious story. We made that video and didn't. I had my husband, he's my sweet husband, he's really cute and he's smart and clever and funny and witty, but he's kind of deaf, so we didn't know that audio was like that until it started to already like have 3,000 views. And I was like, honey, what is wrong with your ears? This video is horrible audio. And I'll tell you what, if you think I'm going to take down that video when it had so many views, you got another thing coming, because I'm not going to do that. I admit it. I'm not humble enough for that, I reckon, because that was kind of awesome. So I am very sorry about the audio, but I appreciate everyone who gave me some constructive criticism. And for that one person who was mean, you could just be nice to a girl who's just learning. Come on, man. Anyway, so on this next video, one of the things that I want to fix, I'm a mess, obviously. And part of my deal, though, is I want people to know, even if you're a mess, whatever, if it's a physical mess, if you're a mess mentally, if you got mess going on in your life, you can still craft, you can still create, you can make things. So anyway, I realized my mess, though, in this one where I'm getting out my IOD transfers was maybe a little bit distracting, and I'm really sorry about that. So that's something I will work on and I will change. There's a lot of things I will change as I become a big YouTube star. I will try not to change my charming personality and my clever wit and my humility. Just kidding. All right. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Please go make some stuff, because you can. You totally can. Even if you feel like you're not creative, you can. You can get free stuff from people. Tell your friends you want to start crafting. If you don't have money to make stuff, seriously, you start telling people that you want to start doing stuff and they will give you things. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much stuff people collect. You might believe it. They collect a lot. This is only one of my buildings. Gotta go. Coughing. See y'all next time. I found these rolling pins on Amazon. We're going to start with Golden Ticket from Debbie's DIY. It's a patina. It has so many different uses. I am not sure what I'm going to do yet, as always, and I just did a close-up here so you can see how good this stuff goes on to raw paint. One coat. That is it. That's all it's going to take. Whoopsies. I'm going to make a little... Whoop. Can't rub it off. But that's okay. I have lots of fun plans for these, and it's okay to make a mistake. Thank goodness, because that makes my life totally okay, because it's full of mistakes. All right, I'm going to try putting some on this red. Now, this red is really super shiny. It's got a real good seal on it. So this is the only sandpaper I had in my shop. I didn't want to go find any other stuff.
So it's 80 grit, and as soon, oh, popped right off. As soon as I sand it, that goes on so much better. I compared it to the one that I did without, and wow, what a difference. So I want you to know I'm not lazy. That's not why I didn't go get the other sandpaper. I should have used like 220. The reason I didn't go get the other sandpaper is because I don't want to stop doing what I'm doing. That's just the way I am. Sometimes I wish I was different. I guess I would be less mistake ridden if I did things that way, but I just I'm a shortcutter. I'm always a shortcutter, and it doesn't always suit me well, but sometimes it's okay. So now I have liquid patina, same stuff, except this one's called Dark and Decrepit, and I'm going to use it instead of stain. I've seen a lot of people use it. Now, I think you're supposed to get your paint out of the pot or the can that it came in, jar it came in, because it can get um I don't it can get gunky, and you don't want it to get gunky because your paintbrush could be a little dirty. But I'm just getting some off the lid. I'm telling you guys, it takes such a tiny amount of this, and I used the lid for both the Dark and Decrepit and the Golden Ticket. And see here, I'm doing the same thing again because I didn't learn my lesson the first time, I guess. And sure enough, goes right on. And I'm being really careful here because I don't know yet if I'm going to paint the rolling pin. And then I realized I don't have any DIY paint at home that's green and red for Christmas. So I'm going to just stick with these two things. And I keep using that same wet wipe that I used on everything else. It I love how this looked. It just gives it that right amount of old looking feel, I guess. Old feeling look. I don't know. It looks good. That's what I think. It looks good. All right, so look at my hands. They were clean when I started. I don't know how these people do it. I watch some of these DIYers and they like have perfectly manicured fingernails and hands. Not me. Mm-mm. All right, so here I get my mess out. Sorry about that mess. I'm going to do differently next time. It's just a little distracting. All right, so I'm using Yuletide, which is a Christmas book of tons, 8 pages of all kinds of transfers from Iron Orchid Designs. Now, it's sold out in lots of places. I don't do mail order, but if you're in upstate South Carolina, I can. I still have a couple, I think, in my shop in Centerville Pickers Market in Anderson, South Carolina. If you guys haven't used these, you're missing out. They're amazing. You just put them on your surface and you use this little plastic stick that comes with it to rub the design. It's like a rub-on transfer. It is a rub-on transfer, just like you used when you were a little kid. And then you pull up the plastic. If some of it doesn't stick, you just push the plastic carrier sheet back down and rub it again and it will go. So I burnished it with the plastic afterwards. Just rub it in and that gets it to stick. And here I realize, it needs just a little bit where there's a big empty space. So I'm going to fussy cut, which means going around the edges so that you have a brand new design basically. And I thought, oh, I have the perfect place for this. I'm going to put it. Oh, wait, this isn't the one I did. Yeah, there. I like it right there. So I'm going to do 2 of those. And I just press it down. Oh my gosh, it looks like I've been digging in the garden. Like with glue on my hands. And I put one at the other end. You can do whatever you want. You can paint these. You can put a light stain on them. You could leave them raw. You guys, you don't even have to use Christmas transfers. You can put all kinds of things on these. So I like how that turned out. Now I'm going to do the birds. I really like cardinals. I have a cousin who loves cardinals. They remind them of her mama and her daddy who have gone on before us. So right there I'm showing you, you want to make sure if it overlaps, it doesn't have any of the transfer, because those transfers stick really good to the wrong side of the carrier sheet. And you don't want, nobody wants that. Burnishing it. This one didn't need anything extra. Those birds went around just fine. Gosh, I just love it. I don't like that the birds are not looking at each other, though. I thought, oh, look, this gold would look pretty in here. So I took just a little tiny bit of the patina on my clearance from Hobby Lobby paintbrush with the pointy end. Love those. Someday I'll have good paintbrushes, but you guys, I just found 2 more paintbrushes in my she shack that I had not cleaned. I don't deserve them yet. Maybe when I get some kind of water system out there in a sink, then I'll trust myself with good brushes. I have one brush from DIY that I bought from Heather at Create Your Own Cozy. It's called the Perfectionist, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. Has a pointed end, and oh, love it. I have somehow managed to keep it semi-workable. So I am looking for, actually, I cut out a bunch of scenes where I dug through the book. That was just boring. But I found a piece that I thought, oh, this will go right here. I wish I would have cut off the little stems from the first floral that I put on there, because it just looks kind of wonky. I'm just filling in spaces that are too empty. I don't think they need to be necessarily super busy, but since they can be seen on all sides depending on how you display the rolling pins, I think they will look better with transfers from every angle. So I'm just adding some little filler. I wanted one to be gold. Oh, and see there? Chicken. Gosh, those chickens. I looked under there the other day for eggs. I found one. It had cracked. I hope it wasn't rotten. I cleaned it. My floor is made of plywood though, so it was already soaked into the floor a little bit. It hasn't stunk yet, but it's kind of not been warm outside, so we shall see. We find eggs everywhere though. I love these little snowflakes. I just put them on real random, and I wasn't thinking about it. I wish I would have maybe placed them a little bit better, but live and learn. Now this one, it didn't really fit, so I thought, oh, I'll just cut it and make it like coming in over the edge. And so the edge is pretty big right there where there's an empty spot. And I thought, wait a minute. Is there an edge on the bottom? And there is. So I cut it off of center so that the smaller piece can go at the other end of the rolling pin. I really like how this one looks when I take pictures of them later in the sun. Oh, it's so pretty. It was my husband's favorite. And right here, I'm just taking the sandpaper. And again, I should have used 220, but it worked really good. I mean, I like how it turned out. But I was just distressing. And you just barely go over until you get the look you want. Here I am cutting off the stem. Yay me, I remembered. With this one, the white and the silver just didn't look at home with the gold. So I got out my Rub and Buff. I can't remember. I forgot to look at the color, but it's silver. And look, it's one tiny little dot. And this is a one coat thing. It is awesome. I really like Rub and Buff. And I thought it really complemented the white and silver that's on that poinsettia. And here we go. Aren't they fun? Oh my goodness, I just love them so much. I'm in the picture, I'm like, ee. I can't squeal now. There we go. That was my squeal. So I got out my clear coat, took them outside and sealed them because my sweet husband won't let me use spray paint in my shack, even if I have the breeze going through, because he thinks I'm going to get high. He doesn't think I'm going to get high. He thinks I'm going to ruin brain cells, which I think is what happens when you get high. Look, I showed you that last part, so you know I was cleaning up my mess. So here I am getting my favorite kind of twine. I love to use burlap ribbon to get my twine because I like the little pieces of black it has. It's not a pattern. It just is kind of happenstance. Like me. And then I'm going to gather some other stuff while the first coat of clear is drying. And I think I just used Rust-Oleum. Oh, it was a $4 bottle I bought on clearance in the Oops section at Home Depot or Lowe's. I'm using a drill press to make the holes to put the ribbon through. I can't show you the process because I have to film it myself. My husband's still in bed sick. I just want you to see the next action that I do with the drill, so I'm just going to demonstrate that. I make the drill, the bit, go up and down several times through the hole so that it will make more of a smooth surface and not leave splinters. It doesn't always work. I still have to use my sandpaper to smooth out the openings. If you don't have a drill press, you can use a regular drill. Just put the rolling pin in a vise so that it won't move around and you won't hurt yourself when you're drilling. And you know, I wish you guys, if you're going to comment, you would comment, get new sandpaper. Go to the garage and get sandpaper before you start your next project. That's the comments I need because I forget to do those things. Here I am, taking off the little pieces so that nobody will get a splinter. And ribbon, when you cut ribbon, you should cut it at a slant. There's a reason for that. It's not just because it looks pretty, but it keeps it from fraying. And I like to fold wide ribbon in half and go at a slant, and it makes it have a little, two pointy ends. That's what I did to the red and black plaid. So this one I did my string, and then I did black, and then these beads, this was not fun. I put them in, and I tried to tie a bow. I bet I took off 8 minutes or 10 minutes. You don't even see. I finally just said, forget that. And I cut it and used my super duper powerful ray gun of a glue gun. I'm telling you, see how yellow that is? Yeah, that's clear glue. It is burnt because my gun is so powerful. I'm using my little finger doohickey that cuts off my circulation, so I'm just pushing down to get the glue to stick. Oh my gosh, my hands. So embarrassing. Look. No, don't look. And I decide, okay, I'm not going to tie a bow. It's too hard. So I really like this little ribbon. Cutting it at an angle, and I'm just going to tie a little simple bow. And here's another one where I cut off I bet I cut out 10 minutes of video on this because I couldn't get a bow tied. It was awful. You don't have to be perfect to make things that look perfect. When you have a piece of fabric that's too big to fit through the hole, you can just take a little stick, fold the fabric over it, and it will go right through. I found a stick on the side of the road in a floral arrangement. I use it for so much. It's a good back scratcher too, not just crafts. So with this one, I decided a bow would be too much. I did a square knot, which is left over right, right over left, or right over left, left over right. Sorry, it's not in the view very good. Hey, I'll learn that part too. With this little thin yarn, I decided to make the bow part. See, I already put it through and I tied it in a knot. And then the bow part, I'm going to take apart the black and the white. It'll make the bow just look a little bit more full. I like how it turned out. I did add a little ribbon to that at the end, just at the top, just a red piece. And that's it. I'm done. I hope you guys make something like this. By the way, I would link these, but my Amazon account doesn't recognize me as a big enough YouTube star to link what I buy at Amazon. I hope you guys have a great week. At the end of these pictures are some of the bloopers. I don't know if they're bloopers. It's just me being me from the beginning of the video when I popped in to say hello. And what else? Oh, if you liked this content, I sure hope you will give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for all you've done for me. Really, it brought me a lot of joy, made my heart warm. The sharing, everything you did was just awesome. I appreciate it, you guys. I hope to see you sooner this time. No more Rona for me. Have a great week.
That's kind of weird to me that you guys have so many have commented that you like my voice, that it's soothing and calming. I, I've had people, I've had more than one person private message me and tell me how much they like my voice. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you okay? Anyway, and people tell me all the time how creative I am, and I'm you guys, I'm just not. I kind of don't kind of feel like a phony, but I take other people's ideas that they want me to take and I make them my own. And I think, I mean, that guess that doesn't make you phony. That just means you want some cute stuff and you don't want to pay an arm and a leg and a child for it. I'll try not to change too much, but there are some physical things I'm going to change. You know, I might get my hair done like a proper YouTube star. Of course, then I'd probably have to do my hair like regular. I'm like a once a week makeup girl. I church. I put makeup on for church. My husband will be driving home and I'll say, hey, we could go out for lunch. And he'll say, how about we go out on Tuesday night, or let's have a date on Friday. And I'm thinking, oh, but I have makeup on now. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, sometimes I'm random. Oh, I'm learning a lot. Sorry about the audio, but oh, there's chicken. Hello. Oh, that's Rhodey. He is so mean. Oh my goodness. I expect anytime he's going to come in here and be like, he thinks he can fight me and win. I think drumsticks sound pretty good sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to eat roti.